good, everybody? It's your boy Taco, and today we're back with another video. And after 7 long months, football is back. We got week 1 this week. I mean, yeah, it's great. It's football. It's back. What else should I say? Got 16 games. Gonna be predicting all of them, the winners, losers, and the score. So yeah, let's get right into these games. The opener, Thursday night football, the Eagles, the Cowboys, Super Bowl champion Eagles. That's kind of all you have to say. They did lose some pieces on defense. It is kind of shaky over there, some spots. Safety, the other outside corner besides Quinyat, there are some spots, but we know what the Eagles are, especially offensively. We know what they can do. We know what Saquon can do. And so, yeah, you look at the Cowboys. Just lost Micah, not in a great situation, especially on defense. They got the 2 good corners in Diggs and Bland, and everything else kind of stinks. Offense, Dak, CD, George Pickens they got. It should be pretty good. I just don't know if it will be. I'm not going to say that I hope that it does. But, yeah, with that being said, opening game, I have the Eagles winning this one, 31-17. I think it'll be pretty comfortable. The Cowboys, especially defensively, going up against Saquon Barkley, will have to have some issues, especially now without Micah. And I just don't think that Dallas's offense can respond enough to keep up with this team. 31-17. Give me the Eagles. Next up in Sao Paulo, Brazil on a Friday, which is dumb. I can't watch it because I got to play a football game, the Chiefs and the Chargers. When you look at the Chiefs, coming off a Super Bowl loss, got some question marks, traded Joe Thuney for no reason, lost some other pieces. Rashee Rice is suspended. It's some struggles with Kansas City, but we know what Kansas City is, and Kansas City is also very good early in the season most times. When you look at the Chargers, this team is built on physicality. Everybody's going speed. Everybody's going all this. They're zigging. The Chargers are zagging. They are going size, physicality, running the football. I believe Najee is mostly good from that little eye thing. But with that being said, I am going to go with the Chiefs. I believe that they're the better team here. Again, they start the season off hot. 23-17, I have it. A little bit low scoring. It is in Brazil. I know that the last game in Brazil was like 34-28, I think. But the Chiefs, they are going to be able to win this game, to control this game for the most part. I think they play very well. They play their guys in preseason. It's a big factor. And so that's why I have the Chiefs winning this game. Then the Sunday slate starts with the Dolphins traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. When you look at the Dolphins, this is a team that everybody's kind of sleeping on. They finished 9-8 last year. Yes, they had some problems. Yes, they lost some guys, but they did okay in this offseason. They still have Tua, still have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. I think Tyreek is being massively disrespected. Have a chain in the backfield. I think that this could be kind of a sneaky team that people just aren't talking about because, the Dolphins didn't do much. And then you look at the Colts, shaky over there with the quarterback situation. But their defense is very good. Got Cam Bynum, got Charvarius Ward, got some pieces. JT Tuimoloau in the draft. Got Tyler Warren in the draft on offense. They do have some weapons. They do have some pieces without the quarterback. This was a 8-9 team last year without a good quarterback. But with that being said, I do have the Dolphins winning this game 24-14. Dolphins are, again, a team that usually starts their season hot. Even last year, won their game week 1. And the Colts, I just think it's shaky with Daniel Jones, with all that. I still think they'll get some points because Jonathan Taylor. He's very good. But give me the Dolphins. You've got the Steelers and the Jets. 2 teams that swapped quarterbacks. The Steelers getting Aaron Rodgers, the Jets getting Justin Fields. And let's look at the Jets first because it's not looking good. From what we've heard, it's been bad with Justin Fields. He can't really throw the ball. Now, you're not really able to run the ball in training camp as a quarterback, which is his biggest factor, but it hasn't sounded good. They did get some pieces. I think that it could be an okay team if they get quarterback figured out. You look at the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers coming in, got DK Metcalf to throw to. Okay running situation, okay line, and then a great defense that we know with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe Cam Hayward's playing. He has a little contract thing going on. But yeah, the Steelers are an all right team, and they just come and they win games. I have the Steelers winning 20-10. It's not going to be a fun game. It's going to be a little ugly, especially on the Jets side, but the Steelers are going to be able to come out on top of this one. And you've got the Panthers heading down to Jacksonville to take on the Jags. When you look at the Panthers, it's a team with a lot of hope. They ended last season off very well. It seems like they have a quarterback. They have a shot with Bryce Young. He could work out. Got him a number 1 receiver in the draft, which I think was a great pick looking back at it. And then they added some defensive pieces. Trayvon Moehrig, got a Scourton, Princely, Umamielen in the draft. They got some pieces. This could be a solid team, sneakily. But then you look at the Jags. I mean, they have a new coach. Last year, season just kind of crumbled, And now, they're kind of running back a similar core than they did in 23, which worked, except they have Brian Thomas and now a huge weapon on offense and defense in Travis Hunter. And that's why I have the Jags winning this game. They have some talent. It's 26-17 with a new coach. The Panthers, they started off the season slow. I mean, last year they got rocked by the Saints week 1. And this is a better team, but I have the Jags winning this one. They have some hope. They have some pretty decent players, And I think that it should work. Next up, you've got the Cardinals traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. When you look at the Cardinals, it was a team last year. They were 8-9. They lost some close games. They should be improved in 2025. They are kind of running back a pretty similar core. They didn't add too much new stuff. Their first round pick was got hurt. Josh Sweat's a good addition to that edge room, but they're running back the same core offensively. And I think it should work. I think that this should be an improved team with Marvin Harrison getting their coaches all back a year. The Cardinals should be decent. And then you look at the Saints and whatever's going on, it's gonna be Spencer Rattler. I love Rashid Shaheed. Rest of the team, Kamara is gonna be consistently good. Rest of the team, and they're old. I just don't love it. Give me the Cardinals 23-13. I just really don't know what to expect from the Saints team. Now, they could pop out like they did last year and be good, and we're like, oh, well, we see this coming, and then they won 5 games again. But I do have the Cardinals winning this one. And you've got the Giants and the Commanders. When you look at the Commanders, it's a team that's going all out while they have a rookie quarterback, and I respect it. Getting Deebo Samuel, getting Laramie Tunsil. If it works, it could really work. They didn't lose too many pieces. Lost Brian Robinson. They want to replace him with that guy, Krosky Merritt, who might be a stud. Hey, all my 12th round picks in fantasy were on Jacory Krosky Merritt until he started getting drafted in like the 6th round. Like, what's up with that? But, they have some very solid pieces, the Commanders. They're adding pieces. They're being aggressive. And I like it for them. I don't like it as an Eagles fan. And then you look at the Giants. It was a great team in preseason. They have some studs. Brian Dable might be able to work this out somehow. But the team still kind of sucks. They have some pieces on defense. They have some pieces on offense. It could work. I just don't see it happening because of the Giants, and it just hasn't worked. And I don't expect it to. Give me the Commies 27-20. I think the Giants will show something. They had the great preseason. It seems like they'll start off this season pretty well. But Commanders are a great team, and they're going to be able to get the win here. And you've got the Falcons and the Bucks. When you look at the Falcons, they have something. They have Michael Penix. He played pretty well in his 3 games, getting a whole off season. Have that core. Have Bijan. Algier's a great backup. Have Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts. It's his year. It's got to be. It just has to be. And then defense got 2 stud edge rushers in the first round, especially if James Pierce Jr. doesn't have that character stuff. He would have been a top 10 pick without it. They have some pieces. When you look at the Bucks, consistently just wins their division. B's a good team. They start the season off well, and I think that's a big reason why I'm going to pick them to win this game. I have it 24-21. Yes, they don't have Chris Godwin. Yes, they don't have Tristan Wirfs. Yes, there's some problems, but the Bucks are a great team. They're going to be able to overcome it. I do have a lot of hope for the Falcons, but this is what the Bucks do early in the season. They win football games. And you've got the Bengals and the Browns. When you look at the Bengals, we know how it is. They start the season off slow, and then they fix it, and they become good, and their defense sucks, and their offense is very good, and they lose games. And yes, they started their guys in the preseason. I think it'll help a little bit. I hope it does, because I'm tired of seeing the Bengals be such a good team and get left out of the playoffs because they suck early in the year. On the other side, you look at the Browns, it's going to be Joe Flacco. That old guy's just going to be slinging it. You know, he might score 34. He might throw 5 picks. And it's going to be fun to watch early in the season. Two teams, you know, they struggle early on. I think it's going to be a struggle fest. But I do think that the Bengals early preseason starting this year is going to help them. They're going to win 17-13. Is it going to be a fun game to watch? No. Are the Bengals just going to be able to do enough to win it? Yes. Do I trust that the Bengals defense can give up 13 points? Not really, but I already wrote it down. But yeah, give me the Bengals. And you've got the Patriots and the Raiders. You look at the Patriots. Everybody's in on the Patriots. They're in on Drake May. They're in on Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. Everybody loves this guy. He took the kick return his first game, returned it. They love Will Campbell and the way that they have built an O-line. They like the pieces on defense. The Patriots could be a really solid team. They could have just completed a rebuild very well and set themselves up very well to be a contender at some point in the future, or at least a pretty solid team. On the other side, you look at the Raiders. It was kind of weird. They got Geno Smith, and like that's just felt weird for the Raiders to get him. But they do have a solid team. They're not just trying to suck and get a QB in 26. They want to do something. They have Ashton Genty in the run game. I think that a lot of people are just writing off the Raiders because it is pretty clear that they're the worst team in their division. I think that they can win some games, and I think that they can win this one. Give me the Raiders 24-20. A lot of people love the Patriots. They can start off slow. Pete Carroll, his teams always started off fast, and that is what this Raiders team is going to do. Give me the Raiders. Now on to the 4 o'clock games, and it starts off with Seattle and San Francisco. You look at Seattle. Sam Darnold, the new quarterback. Cooper Kupp, the new receiver. I like what they did because they were at 10 wins, and they didn't want to be high-tier mediocre. They wanted to go for it all. If Sam Darnold works, if Cooper Kupp goes back to like 4 years ago, it'll really work. He probably won't. But really, I mean, they just got whiter, you know. They didn't exactly improve much. Got some pieces on defense. You know, they did some stuff. I didn't like that they cut Lockett just because Lockett's been a Seahawk forever. But yeah, then you look at the Niners. I just don't know what to think with this team. They have such an easy schedule. But they won 6 games last year. It was really bad by the end of the year. They lost a lot of defensive pieces. But what if CMC's good? And it's week 1. So I'm going to say that CMC is good. Give me the Niners 23-20. They'll be able to sneak this one out. The Seahawks, they started off the season pretty well last year, I guess. But I think that the Niners will be able to do it. They have an experienced coach, an experienced team offensively that'll be able to start the season off well. Give me the 49ers. You've got the Titans and the Broncos. When you look at the Titans, Cam Ward coming in first overall pick, might have some growing pains. He looked okay in preseason, just kind of doing that Cam Ward hero ball stuff that might not work. It might really work. And they got an O-line around him, which I really like the way that the Titans at least attempted to build that. Got some weapons, Ridley and Pollard. Spears will be out. Okonkwo was just like, this is his year, you know, kind of. The defense is kind of, but it'll work. It was the worst team in the league. I don't know if that will be the case this year. You look at the Broncos. They had a great year last year, exceeded everybody's expectations, and then they got Bo Nix, a great weapon in Evan Ingram. Got a running back in R.J. Harvey, got another one in J.K. Dobbins. They have pieces, had one of the best defenses in the league at Talanoa Hufanga, at Dre Greenlaw. This is a great team. Add Jahdae Barron to play outside corner for you, maybe in a slot somewhere at corner for you. The Broncos can be a great team this year. I believe early in the season they'll be able to show it. Get a 31-18 win here over the Titans. Yeah, I think that the Broncos are just the better team here. Everybody kind of knows that. The Titans aren't very good. I hope that they can show some solid stuff. I don't know if they will, though, but give me Denver. And you've got the Lions and the Packers, probably one of the two best games of the week. When you look at the Lions, they were a very good football team. There's no way to understate it. They had 15 wins with a busted-up defense, and then they got into the playoffs, and it was bad. Now, did they lose both coordinators? Yes. Does that mean that everything is going to fall apart in Detroit? No. People are overrating the crap out of that. It's okay. It's okay. They're going to have guys that come in that do what they want them to do, okay? Then you've got the Packers. Packers made some big moves, got Micah Parsons. They got some other solid players in free agency to fill up some holes. Did they overpay the crap out of them? Yes, but they did get some players. It's going to be a solid team this year. I believe that these two are the teams that are going to compete for the NFC North, going to probably compete for that 2 seed behind, But I have the Detroit Lions coming out of here with a win. They start the season off well, usually. They're going to be able to come out here, win this game, get a big statement. The Lions are still here. People are just talking too much about the Packers and the losing the coordinators. The Lions are here. They're going to make a statement, win this game 27-24 if I didn't say it already. Give me Detroit. And you've got the Texans and the Rams. When you look at the Texans, this is a team that, they've been back-to-back years. They're 4 seeds. They come in, they win a playoff game, and then they lose to one of the big dogs, the Ravens, the Chiefs. It could be the Bills if they were in there. The Texans are a very good team, though. They're running back a very similar squad, but they're getting new receivers. Dell's not playing. They got Higgins. They got Jalen Noel. They got Christian Kirk, who I really like. Christian Kirk, fantasy, bye. Christian Kirk will be a great piece. Their defense is improved. Will Anderson, I think, will have the breakout year. I think he will win Depoy if you watch the award prediction video. Have Stingley. It's a great team. You look at the Rams. It's also a great team. This is probably Stafford's last year. They can win it this year with Matt Stafford. Kyron Williams, great player. Nakua, great. Devontae Adams, who they brought in, great. Solid defense that was building, is young, is going to be better this year, especially that D-line. But I actually like the Texans in this game. I think that the Texans start off the season really well. I think the Rams do too, but I think the Texans really do. And so give me the Texans 30-24. They'll be able to get it done. I like C.J. Stroud. I like the way that they're building. Does their offensive line suck? Yes. I think they'll be able to deal with it. Give me the Houston Texans. And it is Sunday Night Football. It's the Bills. It's the Ravens. Last year, the divisional round didn't go so well for the Ravens. They had the 2-point. Mark Andrews dropped it. It sucked. It was probably the game of the year leading into it. And now we get it in week 1 on Sunday night. When you look at the Ravens, it's a great team. We all know what the Ravens are. Did they lose anybody huge? Not really. Did they gain anybody huge? Not really. They still have Lamar. They still have Todd Monken, who's been great. They still have Derrick Henry and a lot of defensive studs. We know what the Ravens are. The Bills, they got Josh Allen. He's great. They got Shakir. They got Keon Coleman. Hopefully he's going to develop. Dalton Kincaid can hopefully develop. And some great defensive players. They brought in Joey Bosa, some other guys. It's an okay team. I think in this regular season setting, give me the Ravens 31-28. The Bills can keep it close, but the Ravens are one of the most talented teams in football right now. I think it's kind of a 3-team race, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Lions, for the best, roster, total talent. And so, I have the Ravens winning this game. They are a very good team. Then you've got the Bears and the Vikings. When you look at the Bears, Ben Johnson with a team with a kind of a new core. They got Swift still, have that Moningai guy. got rid of Keenan Allen, got Luther Burden, and then got Colson Loveland at tight end to work with Cole Kmet. It's going to be a fun team, but I think it's going to be a Ben Johnson team. Ben Johnson's fundamentals were trick plays, but they were running the ball down your throat, okay? They got some defensive guys. It's not a good defense exactly. Got Jalen Johnson, kind of it. But the Bears can be solid. The Vikings, on the other hand, I think that this is also one of the most talented rosters in the league. Team won 14 games last year. Yes, J.J. McCarthy's new. J.J. McCarthy's a huge question mark. But if he works, this Vikings team can be elite. And I think at least in this game, it's going to work. Give me the Vikings 27-23. I think that the Bears will show up quite a bit. I think that, Caleb Williams will look good. They'll give the flashes that they need to be like, oh, the Bears are here. But they're going to lose because I love what the Vikings have. If it can work with J.J. McCarthy, the Vikings are lethal. That's going to be it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed. If it makes it to you, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.